most patterns, that is to say most people, don't have a clue what joy is. Don't have a clue what openness is. Don't have a clue what surrender is. And they're perfectly primed and ready to find out. Hello, my sweet friend, and welcome to May You Be Open. May you be open, my sweet love. May you be open. If you've been tracking along this whole time, you know that we've been together every single day of this month with no signs of stopping. And it delights me all the way down to my core. And if you're just finding this video randomly and you're like, where am I? Where have I landed? What's going on? Don't worry about it. Just take a deep breath in with me. Inside out. And ask yourself, might I be open to sitting with some ideas that could potentially shift my vantage point of life, thereby shifting my entire human experience? May I be open? Beautiful. So today's question that we're contemplating, my love, that I'm asking you, I'm inviting you to, is may you be open to the possibility that it is not selfish to follow your joy. May you be open? Might you be open? Let's add another layer to this cake. May you be open to the possibility that it's also not selfish to surrender to the moments that provide you with relief. Given that so many of our patterns have no flippin' idea what brings us joy anyway. We're like, joy? What's that? Make me smile? So I should just be watching comedies? Or it has to align with my life purpose. So then it should be something that makes me happy, but it's also creative and productive and it makes the world a better place. No on all of that, baby. No. May you be open to the possibility that your mind does not require the judgmental authority to dictate what causes joy for you and how valid or viable or valuable that joy is to the rest of the world. In other words, even if your mind says, oh, that's meaningless play, that's absolutely a waste of productive time, that will never further your career, your relationships, or your legacy. Your mind can judge it however it wants. May you be open to the possibility that that's okay. See, joy is a very specific and special vibration. And it's aligned completely with what, if you had to guess? Don't worry, I'll tell you. It's aligned with openness. If you are contracting, constricting, tense, resistant to the present moment, then you can bet your bottom dollar and the entire rest of you that you are living in your patterns, what the spiritual folk call your ego, to the exclusion of all else. You believe this is you. This whole temporal form, this is me, this is all there is, and, I've got to control this shit or it's all going to fall apart. That's a joyless state. That's a closed state. At this juncture, in time-space reality. We call it 2025 here on Earth, or at least in the States. I haven't checked with every other country. Don't at me. At this juncture in time-space reality, it is a very unusual individual who can experience suffering, pain, loneliness, grief, depression, anxiety, and stay open in that. That's not how most patterns operate right now. Most patterns, when they're in that state of stress, constrict, contract, close. Most patterns in 2025 aren't even open in so-called happier states, in laughter, in comfort, in pleasure. They're just a fraction more open than they are in stressed states. And open to what exactly? Open to surrender. Open to acceptance. The relinquishment of control. The release of resistance. Most patterns at this time in human reality have a completely dominant mental narrative running, no matter what moment they're in. And this narrative is filled with their to-do lists and their stresses and where they suck and why they suck and where they've messed up and how they need to be better and why they don't deserve anything good. Most patterns are running that constantly, no matter where they are environmentally. So it would be fair to say, more than fair, it would be exactly perfect to say that most patterns, that is to say most people, don't have a clue what joy is, don't have a clue what openness is, don't have a clue what surrender is. And they're perfectly primed and ready to find out. Enter this message. Not only is it holy, sacred, and wonderful to follow your joy if you know what that joy is. It's holy and sacred and wonderful to be open to finding your joy. To saying, I will freely and fully admit I don't know what brings me joy, but I'm open to finding that joy. To fully and freely release the mental narrative or let it run without judgment of its judgment. And open in the present moment that you find yourself in, wherever that may be. It's not that this is doing anything for the world. It is, though. And it's not that this is making you better. Kind of is, though. What this does, what this facilitates, what this opening and this allowing of joy invites is your bliss. The end to your suffering. And that is one of the holiest things of all. By resting in openness and joy, you allow your vantage point to shift away from identifying so devotedly with the so-called ego, with the patterns of the mind, the body, and the emotions. And you shift your vantage point to being the life force that animates those patterns. Big difference. You become the caretaker of the patterns, the steward of the patterns, the lover of the patterns. But you never again limit yourself to being nothing but the patterns and a victim of everything that happens to them. Because that is a hopeless place indeed to be. Particularly when so many humans, so many patterns at this time are under the mistaken belief that they have control. So when you begin to feel an inkling of joy, my love, when you begin to feel an inkling of relief, when your shoulders drop, and suddenly you're breathing again, and suddenly you can hear the birds and feel the ground beneath you somehow, or feel air move in and out of your body. And maybe a smile even begins to tug on the corners of your mouth. It's holy. It's sacred. It's blessed. And you can invite yourself. Ask yourself, may I be open just for a moment to be worthy of identifying as something bigger than just this, as joy itself, as light itself, as life itself. May I be open. And if you can, for even just a moment, you'll realize that joy has been your birthright all along. And that kind of realization can change you forever. Until we meet again, my sweet friend, I am sending you all of the love that I've got. It is always more. It is never less. Because you, my sweet friend, you are so very worthy of it.